Much talk about how unsafe the streets have become. Well, this street right here is probably one of the safest streets in America at this point in time. Fergus Falls is in the background playing right now, and another fabulous band with a great opportunity here to again win many, many awards here at the Band Festival. White uniforms of Fergus Falls High School marching band makes me wonder how comfortable the kids from Waconia were, who are wearing those solid black uniforms, absorbing all of that heat. This must be the summer band uniform for Fergus Falls, or somebody was thinking ahead anyway.
Yes, they were. And, you know, with 170 members, this is their 8th appearance here.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they are the size one down from the very largest. They're in the AAA category. And when we come back, we're going to be watching Henry Sibley from down in the Twin Cities metropolitan area. That's in the quadruple A category, the largest of all of those. And we'll be back to see more. This is live continuing coverage of this band festival continues. Please stay with us.
What makes a father prouder than finding out his son wants to follow in his dad's footsteps? But in today's ever-changing world, it's not as easy as it used to be. Hard work, dedication, and wanting to be the best will only get you so far. These days, with technology changing constantly, it takes a commitment to education. In order to be successful, you must understand all this new technology and develop new technical skills. At Alexandria Technical College, they're committed to my success and my son's.
Thinking about central air conditioning? Good idea. But an even better idea might be an electric heat pump. It looks just like an air conditioner. And in hot weather, it works just like one to keep you cool. But in cold weather, it becomes a highly efficient heating system. So for cooling, get an air conditioner. But for cooling and heating, find out all about electric heat pumps from your friends at Otter Tail Power Company.
Henry Sibley Marching Band, staging right behind us right now, have a long tradition of winning national prizes. You know, we've talked a lot about the National Independence Day Band Festival in Washington, D.C. Many of the bands here in the Midwest have been asked to go out there, including Henry Sibley from West St. Paul. But they also won it several years, and so we're very, very pleased to have them in our parade.
Yeah, they were the grand champions back in 1986,
yes.
And they just continue to win awards. National Independence Day Parade in Washington, D.C., and the National Cherry Festival parades in Traverse City, Michigan.
Yeah, and they're going to go to this year's annual Summertime Festival down in Atlanta, which is always a great, great festival, but it's right around the 4th of July, and that's when it's really, really hot out there. So we're going to see that they're wearing their dark uniforms again. Let's hope they have their traveling Southern Atlanta white uniforms to put on so they won't suffer so much.
Let's take a listen real quick to the Henry Sibley High School Band. And that was the Henry Sibley Band. And now I am joined by the Alexandria drum majors from the Jefferson High School Band. And I'd like you guys real quick to introduce yourself.
Adam Torfin. Kirk Klespies.
I'm Brooke Carlson. Obviously, it's a little warm, I'm sure, in those uniforms at this point in time. Do you think about, at this time, do you think about something like that while you are out there?
Well, yeah, it's for the fun of it. It's to be there for other people and to show us what we've done. It's kind of entertainment-wise, to show people that what we can do.
What does it take to prepare for a competition like this?
It's many hours of long strenuous work a lot of the time. We all try to stick together and work as a band. We drum majors assist the directors and everything, and they help them just bring everybody together and try to work towards the goal that we're trying to reach.
All right, and not only mentally, because you guys have to stand. I notice you guys, stand very straight. You stand in, perfect lines. What about the physical aspects of training for something like this? You're carrying heavy equipment. Is that, do you have to train specifically for the physical aspects?
Well, we practice a lot in the heat, and so you get accustomed to that. It's different when you're wearing your uniform, but a lot of it's mental preparation and being tough in the head, and then also being sure to drink lots of water and just stay relaxed and calm so you don't get too uptight or sick.
Do you guys get the nerves running through you before something like this, or are you at a point where you're just so focused it doesn't quite get to you?
Oh yeah, the adrenaline's flowing. You don't even think about anything that you have. I mean, if you're really uncomfortable or nervous, that just drops because you're ready to go.
All right, and there's also a lot of spirit here, of course, being in Alexandria, but I think you guys started something a few years ago at the end of the parade. You salute the other bands coming to you. What is that, Prairie? What's that all about?
It's kind of a tradition. All the bands usually, after the parade, go to a certain spot and they salute the other bands. It's kind of a show of respect, and it just shows that other bands care and they like to see what everybody else is doing. It's really nice to see what other bands can do, too.
All right, congratulations also for the Fiesta Bowl competition. What do you think lies ahead for you guys?
Well, we've got another practice tomorrow night, and then after that we have a week off over the 4th of July to just kind of relax and get everything back together, and then we'll get back together and practice. And we have 3 more parades. One is the St. Cloud Parade, and then that day also we're going to be in Osseo, and then we have a Mounds View Parade the next day. So.
Fantastic. Obviously, a lot of hard work has gone into this, and we appreciate you for joining us, the Alexandria Drum Majors from Jefferson High School Band. Back to you, Don.
Thank you very much, Vetta, and the drum majors. Someday I hope that they will invent some sort of air-conditioned band uniform. In the meantime, we're going to listen now to the Becker Band. This is the largest Becker High School band ever assembled, with 125 members, because the city continues to grow, so does the band. And this band has been all over the state of Minnesota at these festivals and has gone all the way through Canada this year. There's 125 members in this group, and they're made up of kids from 8th grade through the 12th grade, and they're in the A competition. Let's listen. The Becker Marching Cavaliers, and this is the 7th appearance for Becker coming up in here. They won the Class A small band competition in, I think, 86 and 87, and so it's always good to see them. They have 125 members, but they're not the smallest of the small school bands. In fact, Bertha Hewitt is up here, and they only have 133 kids in the entire high school. So that's a tough competition, but Bertha Hewitt sometimes even goes up in categories as well.
All right, and we're talking to one of the bigger bands, Waconia High School. Band director Don Schultz joins us now. Welcome.
Thank you.
And you've been coming to the festival for quite a few years now. What keeps you coming back?
Well, this is our 6th year at the festival, and we're, I think the kids would probably tell you it's the level of competition, and we're probably one of the smaller bands here, but we take pride in the fact that we can usually compete with schools that are up to 10 times our size. So
Why is that?
25 years of tradition, basically, that has been built up since 1973, and just the idea and sheer sheer determination that they can do it.
You know, Vida and I were talking about the color of the uniforms out here, the grueling heat, and sometimes even have it even tougher. Like last weekend, as a matter of fact, was tougher than this one. But the kids want black uniforms.
Right, they want everything black. In fact, we even went to black gloves. We're getting a marching band trailer, and that's going to be mostly black. So I guess black and gold are our colors.
Well, you got a special trip coming up. Tell us about it.
We're going to the National Cherry Festival Parade in Traverse City, Michigan, and there's 3 parades that are part of that whole event. It's going to be a good tour for us. We're going to leave for an 8-day trip. We start out marching the Litchfield Parade. We take right off from Litchfield and head for Chicago, where we spend the day seeing the sights and doing things in Chicago. We head out for Traverse City and hit a theme park called Pleasureland on the way, and we're going to march the parades, and on the way home we're taking the buses across the lake on a ferry, so it's going to be a good trip for us.
It's going to be a great trip.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Don. Hang on with us because we want to let the folks know that the group that is staging right behind us now is the Princeton High School Marching Band, coming up in 11th position here in this parade with song you just heard Deep Space Nine fanfare, Jupiter, coming up now. These kids are not spaced out, but they're playing a lot of space music right now. They got 106 members in their group, the Marching Tigers.
And the Marching Tigers are also the past winners of Best Dressed Band in America. Their uniforms are designed after the West Point look.
That's the Princeton Marching Band, and you get a wonderful view of this band from that great cherry picker. That's actually a piece of equipment from the Alexandria Fire Department, and they allow us to use this elevated device, which is normally used for fighting fires, but today we hope there are no fires, so that we can use it to cover this parade from a wonderful vantage point. A big thank you to the Alexandria Fire Department.
Yeah, and every year they have donated their snorkel trucks so we can get that aerial view, because people down on the street, they get the direct view, but when they're going to go home later on tonight, they'll want to come back and watch it from up above.
Yeah, they can do their own little home judging. They can see if those diagonals are perfect.
Straight.
Yeah. We'll be back with more coverage of this 11th annual Vikingland Band Festival in just a moment. Please stay with us.
My wife, Mary, is totally committed to our family, but advancing in her career field is also important, and she understands education is the key. Alexandria Technical College is committed to education. The courses, instructors, and even the environment have helped my wife develop the kind of technical skills it takes to be successful in this world. I realize the sacrifices she's making. I'm proud of her and support her decision to better our family's lives. Alexandria Technical College is making a difference for Mary.
It's all here. Thompson Greenhouses, Minnesota's largest retail display under glass. Our full-service garden center features everything you need to beautify your outdoor environment. At Thompson Greenhouses, we are growers. Therefore, the plants we choose thrive in our central Minnesota climate. Come and experience the pleasure of shopping at our beautiful facilities. Located south of St. John's on County Road 51. Thompson Greenhouses, from gardening to landscaping, we have it all.
Do you hear the sound of that brass in the background? That's a very, very non-traditional group that we're about to introduce. This group has broken every rule with permission of most marching band operations. We're going to be hearing from them in a second.
And they are the honor unit of this year's 1995 festival. They were founded in 1994 as an alcohol-free group, so I think this will be pretty interesting to see these guys come through in just a moment. And right now we are joined once again by Waconia High School Band Director Don Schultz. And you, in the past, have come for the Sunday event today, but you're making this more of a weekend type event this year.
Well, we actually start on Saturday at the Wilmer Fest Parade and attend that, and then we come into town on Saturday night and attend the drum corps show. And the kids really get into that. And on Sunday morning, we throw a banquet for them at one of the local hotels, and then we begin our preparations for the parade. So it is a real weekend event for us, and one that the kids have really look forward to.
Talking about that drum corps, bugle corps competition, that is a relatively new addition to the Vikingland Band Festival, and it is growing in popularity every year. 712's Heather Hill got a chance to follow them around at last night's competition and has a story.
The Drum and Bugle Corps competition draws bands and spectators from all over the country. And this year, the Alexandria High School Marching Band got the opportunity of a lifetime. A chance to practice with a world-renowned competitor. And it's an opportunity many of them will never forget.
We can look up to them and see what they're doing and just apply them to what our skills are.
The Colts of Dubuque, Iowa are one of the most elite drum and bugle corps in the entire world. Consisting only of brass, drums, and a color guard, the corps and its instructors practice with the Jefferson High Band for nearly 2 hours.
It's like an easy way to not do double time.
And while passing out pointers, the Colts also prepare themselves for their own competition.
It should be just as aggressive as our double forte. Got it?
Yeah.
Move the air. Let's go.
Jefferson marchers say that added help goes a long way, and seeing the Colts perform will top it all off.
It'll be an experience to watch our routine with theirs. I mean, they're our total world. We look up to them as heroes, I guess. Whatever they do, we copy, and we try to do ourselves.
Thank you very much for coming today. Hope you enjoyed what you saw. Hope you learned a little something, and hope to see you in the show tonight.
And it all comes together here at the Drum and Bugle Corps competition. This is where the Colts will get a chance to get out and show their stuff. And for the Colts, their hard work pays off. But for all the bands competing, a sound stronger than the drums is a reward in itself. Heather Hill, 712 News.
At the end of this. due respect to the traditional marching bands in full regalia, I've got to hand it to these men and women who come out in their Bermuda shorts and their straw hats on a day like today. But as we said earlier, they came out to break the rules of the traditional marching bands, including breaking one of the fundamental rules of a marching band, Don, and you know about this, and that's having that strong percussion background, that big, strong second and first line of drummers to keep it going. They don't have any percussion whatsoever, so they use their brass for the percussion to keep them going. That's kind of fun.
And they also have some vocal cadences that they use, and they don't use percussion, and they're proud of it. So.
Exactly right, and we're proud of them as an honor unit this parade. They're a lot of fun to watch under Todd Dupul's direction. We're going to have Todd up here in just a few moments to talk to him as well, to ask him some of the questions like how do you have the courage, first of all, to ask a bunch of youngsters to come in and join a chemical-free group, play some outstanding music, and then sort of act a little crazy when you go out there, but do it well.
That's right.
I think it's unusual also to see their interaction with the crowd, and the crowd really fed off of that.
I don't know if you saw this, but Vida pointed out that they actually have the Top Shops security that sort of marches alongside as though somebody is going to cause a problem with Top Shops.
We won't want that to happen.
Well, we're going to say goodbye to you, Don. Thank you very much, and we wish the Waconia High School Marching Band best of luck this year, but you don't need it. You don't need it.
Well, thank you very much, and this is such a band-friendly event, and that's one of the things that keeps us coming back here, so thanks for having me on.
You bet. We'll see you soon.
All right.
Good luck once again.
Thanks a lot.
Now we've got the All-City Band coming up behind us right now out of St. Cloud, Minnesota, the St. Cloud All-City Group under the direction of Kenneth Bork, 150 members, and they're in the open competition because they're made up, as we said, of the whole city. Let's take a listen to them. St. Cloud All-City Band, called the All-City Band because they've got some good basketball powerhouses that have contributed to that. They got Apollo, Cathedral, Tech, and St. John's Prep all putting their people in there. You know, and they do this theme sort of thing every year. Last year, they were here with a Beatles presentation. All of their music was Beatles-oriented. This year, they've chosen sort of a Latin theme. All of the music they present this year is just along the Latin line, a wonderful Fiesta music.
And you know, I think what's unusual about the St. Cloud band is it is made up of 4 different schools, and it is volunteer. It is all volunteer. It's not through the school. Parents get out and they organize fundraisers to raise money for these guys. So their heart is really into it. It's not part of the school curriculum whatsoever.
I wonder if they're attracting the eye of anyone special in the crowd today besides the judges. Would you think?
No, I don't know. There should be, or there could be, someone very special here, someone who's come a long way to keep an eye out on all of these bands.
Dick Stemple is here from the Fiesta Bowl committee, and we're a special friend of this particular region because you selected for the Fiesta Bowl at Phoenix one of the great bands we believe in, and of course the host band of this particular festival, the Alexandria Jefferson High School band. And first of all, Dick, welcome, and thank you very much for being here. I hope you find some bands to your liking this year.
It's a pleasure to be here, Don. It's a real treat. And you mentioned you think the Jefferson band is sort of special.
Yes.
Well, they are. Everybody now knows the reputation of Jefferson. They came to Phoenix 6 months ago and beat handily some of the best bands in the United States. We at the Fiesta Bowl do draw the best bands from New York, Florida, Illinois, Indiana, California, Washington, and now I'm glad to say Minnesota.
Dick, what did Jefferson do that so impressed the judges?
Well, that's a good question, Don, and there's an easy answer to it. Their general effect won the show for them. Out of the 18 bands that were in the parade, 10 or 11 of them are at a very high quality, like Jefferson, and they're playing. So the playing is pretty even. What separated them from the crowd was their general effect, their showmanship, and it comes from this type of parade. This is a unique animal here. Nowhere else in the United States do they have parades like this where the bands stop and present a nice show to the judges. We can't do that with the Fiesta Bowl because we have an hour telecast, we have 60 units to get through, beautiful floats, equestrian events, special events, plus the bands. So they cannot stop and perform like you do here. I wish we could. People would go crazy over seeing the full Jefferson show. Last year they had to do a steady pace, but they still have enough experience with that general effect that the judges just went, wow, what is this? And Jefferson won handily.
And you obviously came out here today to keep an eye on some of the other bands. What does it take to be selected for the Fiesta Bowl? What are some of the things you look for?
Fortunately, that we have developed a reputation now that we do draw the very best bands. Years ago, when John Junker and John is now the executive director of the Fiesta Bowl. Years ago, when he was the associate director, we would sit in the office and phone bands and say, we're from the Fiesta Bowl, we're having a band contest, and they would say, Siesta? What? And now those very bands call us to get in, just as Jefferson did, because we have that reputation. So I receive tapes from bands all over the United States, and then our committee decides who to invite. Most of those bands we know when we get the tape. This is a band we've been coveting for years. We finally got them. Or it's a band who's just recently won a state championship. So I keep in touch. I'm one of the few people in the United States can name the top 3 bands in every state because that's part of my job.
And you do it well, and you've got an opportunity to enjoy some beautiful weather, a great community, a wonderful event, and hear some fabulous music and watch some great kids all perform. I can't think of a better job.
Don, the Fiesta Bowl prides itself on its hospitality, but I've seen a new standard. I haven't been in this beautiful city for 24 hours yet, and I feel like I was raised here, and I'm treated like I was raised here. I've been hosted by Jim Eidsvold and his lovely wife Ann. We were on the lake this morning after a terrific breakfast. I've been with the band directors from Jefferson. I've been treated like royalty, and that's heady stuff for a little guy who played in Webster Springs High School band in West Virginia in the 50s. I mean, this is terrific.
We thank you for being here. We want to talk to you a little bit more. So stay around. We have the New York Mills Band beginning right now. Hometown of one of the greatest basketball players in the history of the world, Janet Carvenin.
All right.
And they're here to play, and they're in the Class A competition under the direction of William Brown. Let's listen. Hill. I'm Don Shelby along with Dennis Webs, and we're going to be back with Dick Temple to talk a little bit more about the Fiesta Bowl coming up in just a minute. Please stay tuned.
John is a hard-working, dedicated employee of mine, but today that's not enough to succeed. He's committed to better himself through education, so he's enrolled at Alexandria Technical College. At Alec Tech, they realize that in today's ever-changing world, people must understand and know how to use the latest in technology. I'm proud of John for taking this step to advance his skills, and I know he'll be successful. Alexandria Technical College is making a difference for John.
We're celebrating our 92nd birthday at 1040 Ford with an incredible birthday bash. 92 hours of unmatchable sale prices on $9.2 million of inventory. $92 down delivers any car or truck with interest rates as low as 9.2%. Door prizes every hour, 92 times. We're even going to sell a car for $92. We're out to sell more cars than ever before. No reasonable offer refused. Come help us celebrate 92 years of savings and service at the world's oldest Ford dealer, 1040 Ford, St. Cloud.
As they are the winningest band in this festival. They have won first every year. They have been 4-time grand champions. So why don't we take a listen to the Litchfield High School marching band. Litchfield, and I would guess by the way the crowd responded, that's one of the crowd favorites, and that's going to be important, Dick, because in the crowd here are 10 mystery judges. who are not part of the official judging group, but they've been selected, and they will make cast their own votes on the People's Choice Awards. And that may have just been it. We don't know.
Absolutely. I was told many times that Jefferson is not the only outstanding band in Minnesota, and that's living proof that it is not. That is high quality.
That'll stand the hair up on the back of your neck.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
they would do well in the Fiesta Bowl.
Yes, they would.
And we were talking earlier, while the band was going through, about how there are certain states that are known for having top caliber bands. One would be Texas, one would be Indiana. And the fact that Jefferson High School went to the Fiesta Bowl and then ran honors there, is that going to put Minnesota on the map as far as, national recognition?
Absolutely. Many band directors watch the bowl parades. And the Fiesta Bowl has a reputation now of drawing the best bands of all the bowl games. One reason is we've become very competitive. So every band director practically in the United States last January 1st watches this parade that we're seeing now. That's the Fiesta Bowl and Jefferson's presentation.
Amazing.
There is one of the most amazing shots I've ever seen in a TV telecast. We pride ourselves in the quality of the telecast.
Now, you didn't get that shot by using the Alexandria snorkel lifter. You got that from... A little
higher up.
We got that shot also because that was the best band coming down the route that day. Isn't that magnificent? We have a nice setup with our Fiesta Bowl parade.
How many people turn out to watch?
400,000.
And what's your television audience?
I don't know, Don.
It would be in the tens of millions.
Oh, of course. Yes. It's we get very good ratings, but the numbers leave me shortly after New Year's.
Yeah, I understand.
But I remember bands.
Yes.
Hey, Dick, this is your first time here in Alexandria, kind of scouting out the bands. Do you think that this will kind of create some sort of alliance for future years, perhaps?
Absolutely, especially if I go home and tell my wife how nice it is here.
I know.
We will be back. I have promised the Jefferson Band, they've asked me the same question. I said, you come back to Phoenix, I'll come back up here for a visit. But I think we'll get more bands from Minnesota now. And we've had some fine bands. Waconia was there a few years ago and did very well in the parade and the field competition. That's a fine band.
Thanks a lot, Dick, and I hope you come back because we want you back here. We're going to have more from this parade, including the Brooklyn Park Band from Park Center High School. This is in the quadruple A competition. So this is the largest of the high schools that we have. And you've got to hear these people play just to believe them. Take a listen.
like to introduce our next school, Buffalo, Minnesota. The director is Lee Jesbo, and their school district 877, and their emphasis is placed on all areas, including concert, jazz, and marching.
One of the things I like about this is the choice of music, because they've taken some of Aaron Copland's music, one of the great American composers, and the theme to Common Man, the fanfare of the Common Man, Rodale, simple gifts of the Appalachian Spring. Let's listen to them.
Once again, the Buffalo High School Marching Band, beautiful uniforms. I mean, one thing I've noticed about a lot of these uniforms, you have a wide variety, and these guys had some colors in theirs. And speaking of colors, do you remember just a while back down here on the parade route, we saw the Top Chops, remember that group? Just a little untraditional kind of Red
crazy people. Fabulous musicians, but still just a little bit unusual. We're going to be back to talk in just a moment with the head of that group, Todd Dufault, in just a moment. If you'll stay with us here, with continuing coverage of the 11th Annual Vikingland Band Festival.
My mom is going to be very successful someday. She works hard at everything she does and goes to Alexandria Technical College. Mom used to say that hard work, dedication, and striving to do your best will make you successful, but not anymore. It takes an understanding of new technology and increasing your technical skills. Alexandria Technical College is providing her with that education. I know she's sacrificing a lot, but I realize now that she's doing it for all of us. Alexandria Technical College is making a difference for my mom.
Hi, Jim Guestwine here. We've made a special arrangement to offer you a few more new 1995 Voyagers and Caravans at $1,000 to $1,500 rebates, but hurry, folks. June 30th is the last we can do this. $1,000 to $1,500 rebates, your choice at wholesale market pricing, and you get the rebate. A great opportunity to choose from a good selection of vehicles. Wholesale market pricing, you get the rebate. This ends June 30th, so hurry on into Guest Wine Motors for the best selection, best prices, Guest Wines, Millbank.
Well, we're back with more coverage of the 11th Annual Vikingland Band Festival, and we've got some great groups come out behind us, and we also have a guest we want to talk to you about, because this guy is setting new standards for marching bands and Minnesota festivals. Todd Dufault is over here from Mankato, and my goodness, you set this group on its ear with the fabulous precision sounds of your brass, but also the unusual, untraditional method of marching.
Say, Don, we're excited. I tell you, this is really new to us. It's our second year in existence. Last year was kind of a trial run for us. We basically had the idea from Chopsticks Percussion, which is an all-percussion group. They basically do drill down the street and play music. We thought, hey, why don't we just get all horns and try it? We tried it last year, got on the phone, started calling some All-State people, gathered around about 38 members last year, put it on the street. It went over so well that we thought, hey, let's keep going with it, and now we have 65.
You want to talk more about your group, talk more about the underlying ethic that goes into not only the marching band, but the kind of kids you attract. But right now, we want to hear the Foley High School Marching Band under the direction of Tim Jarno and Tom Strang in class competition AA. That's the Foley Falcons. Last year, first place at Long Prairie. Their next stop is going to be Traverse City, Michigan, for that big cherry festival up there, and that attracts a lot of great bands.
All right, and we would also like to extend a thank you to Hilltop Lumber of Alexandria for letting us use their flatbed trucks for our cameras, and said that if it weren't for them, this wouldn't all be possible.
That's
Bring
exactly
it home
right.
to you.
Well, that's all part of the entire community spirit of that is so reflective of this particular event. Now, Todd Dufault, we were talking to you just a moment ago, and I'd have to tell you personally that you're, outside of the Jefferson High School band, which is the hometown favorite, you're my favorite group because you look like you're having so much fun out there by breaking so many rules.
I tell you, that was our goal, and when we set this group out, obviously the goals that we had were to first entertain the people, and also put out a good quality group. Those were our two main goals, and of course, when the people are having a good time, we have a lot of fun, and it is. We do have a lot of fun, and we feel that if we're having fun, then we can generate that excitement to the people.
One of the things I like about it is it's advertised as a chemically free group, and I think that that's a fabulous approach.
That was real important for us because mainly we thought, we want to be the example, and we believe that, we want to promote this marching activity throughout Minnesota for the kids, and there's a lot to be learned when they're in groups like this, whether it be teamwork, discipline, or whatever it is.
One of the hidden messages in being chemically free and in doing what you're doing, the non-traditional approach, is to show young people and people of all ages that you can go out and be wild and crazy and have a great time and never touch a drop of the stuff.
That's exactly right. And I'm sure if you question myself out in front, when the front of the group there.
They say he's had a little too much.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
That's right.
And so hopefully that point get across to the people and the kids.
Oh, I know it is. Yeah, it sure did.
About those costumes, I mean, we've seen a variety of costumes here today. What made you come up with this in particular? Just an extension of your whole theme, or?
Well, actually, it was Chopsticks. They came up with the idea. They're all red. They've got the all red uniform, and although we are two separate organizations, we tend to be, when people mention Chopsticks, they think of Top Shops, and we wanted to kind of keep the similar uniform.
Yeah.
And if we happen to be at the same parade at the same time, then we're able to, after the parade's over, to put a piece or two together, and people really like that, put our groups together.
Well, I hope you continue, and I hope I'll do band festivals from here until Who Tied It, as long as you guys are in there. It's fun to watch.
Appreciate that.
That's great. That's Todd Dufault. Now, under the direction of Roy Morissette, we've got the South St. Paul, Minnesota Marching Band coming up here. This is the first appearance in the Vikingland Band Festival, but the South St. Paul High School has maintained a comprehensive music program for the past 10 years, and this group is really, really striking in their brass approach to this marching band activity. Take a listen. South St. Paul coming through here in the last portion of the program with a lot of drum cadence, but Todd, you don't have any drums in your operation. You've got to do it on vocalization cadence, and you got to do it on brass cadence. That is really, really difficult to maintain that without some kind of bass line pumping you constantly.
You know, that was the one thing we were concerned about when we put this group together, and that's why last summer was our first time out, was really experienced type basis. Can we get down the street without a percussion? And after we figured out that we could, doing the vocal and that type of thing, we were pretty excited.
You know, would you talk a little bit about the kind of dedication it takes for individuals to be a part of this organization, since it is volunteer, not a school operation? And as a matter of fact, you've got a member from Alexandria. This is a Mankato-based group. Somebody who travels all the way down to Mankato to practice and then goes to the Southern Minnesota festivals as well?
I'd say that's dedication. Her name is Jonette Kunow, and she happened to hear about our group and actually wrote to myself, and I sent her some information, and I couldn't believe it myself. But yeah, we practice. I tell you, our schedule is set up where we practice once a month starting in December, and then as soon as the summer hits, we have our summer schedule, and we do not practice anymore during the summer. So it's basically, we wanted to keep it as a hobby. And we get together on the weekends and get a chance to build some good relationships and that type of thing.
Now, you have another hobby besides music. You're also a basketball player.
Yes, I am.
You recently had a fabulous experience in the State Federation Championship, didn't you?
Matter of fact, I played for some WCCO team. Matter of fact. Yes, I did.
Yes, you did. So he's got a pretty good jump shot. And he brought home the hardware.
That's right.
So he's not unfamiliar on unfamiliar ground when it comes to winning awards.
That's
Congratulations.
Right. I try to carry that over to Top Chops.
I know you do. Now we're going to introduce the Sartell, Minnesota Marching Band. This is a first-time chance for these people to come back and return to the Alexandria Band Festival. It's 7 times they've been here, and each year is a brand new experience for them. They got 25 years of experience, more than 100 awards that these people have picked up, and these Sartell Sabres are really somebody to see. The Sartell Sabres, and the temperature right now is scooted up to above 80 degrees. The breeze is coming up a little bit.
Lucky for that breeze.
Right, it's not going to be as uncomfortable to be in those marching band uniforms, but Todd, you still got the best uniform of the day. Somebody sent you the weather forecast and told you to wear some shorts.
We're not going to argue about these uniforms, I'll tell you that.
Thanks very much for being with us, and I hope you continue with setting this standard of non-traditional approach to music and having fun, but also along the lines of being chemically free and encouraging kids to follow the straight and narrow.
We will keep it up. Good. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Pleasure. And we'll be back in just a moment as the 11th annual Vikingland Band Festival continues.
What makes a father prouder than finding out his son wants to follow in his dad's footsteps? But in today's ever-changing world, it's not as easy as it used to be. Hard work, dedication, and wanting to be the best will only get you so far. These days, with technology changing constantly, it takes a commitment to education. In order to be successful, you must understand all this new technology and develop new technical skills. At Alexandria Technical College, they're committed to my success and my son's.
We're celebrating our 92nd birthday at 1040 Ford with an incredible birthday bash. 92 hours of unmatchable sale prices on $9.2 million of inventory. $92 down delivers any car or truck with interest rates as low as 9.2%. Door prizes every hour, 92 times. We're even going to sell a car for $92. We're out to sell more cars than ever before. No reasonable offer refused. Come help us celebrate 92 years of savings and service at the world's oldest Ford dealer, 1040 Ford, St. Cloud.
Welcome back for more coverage of the 11th Annual Vikingland Band Festival. If you're wondering where we are, we have some excellent seats.
We sure do.
Right here because we're way above the street where all of this is taking place. Not quite as high up as the snorkel truck, but we still have a nice vantage point. We are right in the American Bank parking lot, and we'd like to thank them for allowing us to park all of our equipment and park ourselves right here so we can see this great operation.
And we're fortunate, too, to be up here. The fact that we can see all the way as the bands extend all the way down to the end of Broadway. I don't know, for folks at home, won't be able to see the fact that they start all the way back there and just go and go and go. And I couldn't imagine how exhausting they are, how exhausted they are by the time they're finished.
That's right. And we have John Anderson with us, who is, of course, the head of this fabulous Jefferson High School marching band. Maybe you can tell us, first of all, let me say before we ask you that question, congratulations on the Fiesta Bowl, on all of the fabulous achievements you've had since 1981, 82, when you came up in here 13, 14 years ago. Just a fabulous run. How in the world do you make a band? We walk in here and you take a group of people and say, let's make this one of the best bands in the country. How do you do that?
Well, I can't take all the credit for that, because it's like this parade that you see right now. One person can't do this, and it's a cooperative effort. The school and community work together on behalf of kids, and that spells success in my book. So I can't take all the credit. We have a great marching band staff. We have a great group of band parents. We have a community that supports everything that we do, and I guess that's the reason for success.
Okay. Great parent support.
Oh,
you have to have that.
You have to, and we've got, like a lot of these groups do today, very dedicated parents, and it's exciting for them. The parents that come along with our band, they come up and show me the goosebumps on their arms when the band plays, and I'm sure that's the same. You know, when you get your kid involved in an activity, your own child, it has real meaning for you, and the parents are very generous in support of that.
John, stick around with us, because Vin is going to tell us about this next group coming up.
Yeah, and just like parents are proud about their band members, this next group is very proud to have the name as Minnesota's first band. This is their 7th performance here at the Vikingland Band Festival, and this is the Albert Lee Band. And they are going to be performing selections from Les Miserables.
Yes, it's tough music. That's the Albert Lee Marching Band from a wonderful high school in Albert Lee, Minnesota. And John Anderson is here to help us talk not only about bands in general, but you have some particular experience with the band coming up next. We're going to be talking about Long Prairie. Great reputation.
Oh, absolutely fantastic. I've been in Alexandria 14 years, and when I came, this is one of the bands that absolutely blew me away. And I've learned a lot from watching them over the years. And every time I see them in a parade, I think there's kind of you just know they're going to be good. And yesterday I had a chance to judge them in the Waconia Summer Jubilee Parade. And I think this is the best Long Prairie band I've seen in the 14 years that I've been in Alexandria. And And the director, Ray Gold, for a gentleman who's been there for over 30 years, to pump band after band out like that, that's an incredible feat itself, you know?
And also on the resume of this band, you look at it and you say, they must be doing something right. The Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, the Pasadena Tournament of Roses, they've won the Traverse City Cherry Festival. I mean, and they were former grand champions here, and they've won 4 times in their class division. So you know exactly what you're talking about when you talk about competition. Really, really wonderful band.
Beautiful, beautiful costume, the color of the rainbow.
Yeah, and just a wonderful way of including all of the students who want an opportunity to perform with the marching band, to do anything to contribute to their school. It's wonderful to see that.
Yeah, and the next band that is coming up is actually 4-time defending grand champion in the 1994. That's last year's People's Choice Award. Those are the judges in the crowd looking at the bands as they come by, and they were chosen for that last year. We got a chance to go ahead of time and catch up with the band yesterday and see what they were up to. Chris Michael reports on the key to their success, and he says it's pounding the pigskins.
Every band has flutes, trumpets, and saxophones. But don't forget about the backbone that keeps it all together. The Irondale Drum Corps has invested countless hours getting ready for this year's Vikingland parade.
It feels really good. I mean, it feels like you've accomplished a lot from where you started in the season until the end. This is basically our big push weekend, so we hope to have fun.
The last couple of years, Old Broadway's been real good to Irondale. They've consistently marched their way to the top. But if you listen to these kids, winning isn't everything.
To me, it's not really that we won. I know last year we had a great performance, and that's the thing that really mattered to me, not really the winning part.
Listening to these kids pound out the rhythm brings chills to the back of your neck. So what's it feel like to be behind the wall of sound?
It's a great feeling, especially when you're playing good. When you're playing well, nothing beats that feeling. You get chills down your back.
For their instructor, the hours invested are well spent.
Just working with the kids, seeing them achieve and seeing them work hard and strive towards something really makes it worthwhile.
Win or lose, all that matters to these kids is giving it their all. Chris Michaels, 712 News.
Irondale Senior High School Marching Band. Vikingland Band Festival. Anoka and Osseo, two of the very best, certainly the largest schools in quadruple A. You're going to see them coming up in just a moment.
My wife, Mary, is totally committed to our family, but advancing in her career field is also important, and she understands education is the key. Alexandria Technical College is committed to education. The courses, instructors, and even the environment have helped my wife develop the kind of technical skills it takes to be successful in this world. I realize the sacrifices she's making. I'm proud of her and support her decision to better our family's lives. Alexandria Technical College is making a difference for Mary.
It's Gilliland Chevrolet Geo's end of the month extravaganza. We're out to sell 160 cars and trucks to make June a record-breaking month. To do that, we have no hassle, no haggle, best prices on our entire inventory. For example, got a new 95 Geo Metro for $69.90 or a new 95 Chev S-Series pickup for $89.90. Save on used cars and trucks, too, all backed by our 3-5-30 policy. Come in for details at Gilliland Chevrolet Geo, 3019 West Division Street, St. Cloud.
There are 3,000 players that have come to this, not counting the moms, the dads, and support personnel, and the band directors. 3,000 young people have come in here. Just an amazing number of people.
All right, and the next band that is coming up, we're going to go directly into it. Anoka has about 115 members, and they are striving to provide a meaningful musical experience for students and to develop positive skills to be used in both music and in their daily life.
You know, Tornado is one of the best schools all around in the state of Minnesota. Of course, with Jefferson High. Maybe one of the all-time best, but this is a fabulous group of great school and great leadership there in their school administration.
Marching Tornadoes, and that is the second to last band here today at the Vikingland Band Festival. In just a moment, we will have the last band, but things are slowly starting to wind down here. You can see people all the way from lines from here all the way to the end of the street, and there was a mad rush of people, as we were talking about earlier, last night through this morning, and 712's Darcy Bjorkman caught up with the mad rush and has the story.
Alexandria's busiest road has seen its share of traffic. And we're not talking about cars. Never-ending rows of lawn chairs fill the streets as Vikingland Band Festival fans search for the perfect spot. Some chairs sit empty because early risers decided to go back to bed before the parade. But some wait to the last minute and luck out.
Hey, we didn't know it all, and we just came and got a great seat.
But we did buy these three, the two purple and one blue ones, specifically for this parade.
The fans aren't the only ones waiting hours for the bands to arrive. Band members practice and prepare for their musical moments. And all this waiting has the youngsters filled with mixed feelings.
I can't wait to get started. I'm ready to go out there and win this thing.
A little bit nervous. One of the biggest parades in Minnesota, well, basically in the Midwest, so, I mean, we kind of doesn't sit good in the stomach.
As you've seen, there's plenty of planning that goes into the band festival before it even begins. But what's waiting at the end of the road makes it all worth it.
Guard salute, front! Color Guard teams stand at attention to salute each band as they march by.
We're very excited to have the festival in Alexandria and very proud of the bands that come through the parade. And this is our part of saying, hey, thanks, you did a great job. We look forward to seeing you in the future.
The saluting also gives band members a chance to see each team and cheer them on. And with support like that, it's easy to see why everyone involved in the festival is a winner. Darcy Bjorkman, 712 News.
And they saw a great show. And yes, as John's pointing out, with the 14 years of experience, you're seeing a lot of people still sticking around for the very last band.
The crowd has really stayed, and they've kind of come to expect the quality of bands. And immediately following the parade today, there'll be an award ceremony at the high school with all of these kids. There'll be in excess of 3,000 kids in the football stand.
Yeah, you're not counting moms and dads, grandpa, and grandma, and everybody else.
People are all over the place, and it's really quite an event.
Well, we're going to all turn out for that, and that will just be the great capper to a fabulous day. Perfect weather. It didn't get too hot for us. We did get a little sunburn, but that'll be okay because it doesn't happen that often in Minnesota where we get a sunburn. So we did that, and we've just enjoyed having you around. We sure appreciate not only what you've contributed to the program, but what you've contributed to this community in this part of Minnesota, and just giving Alexandria a world-renowned reputation as one of the greatest marching bands in the history of the state.
You're very kind. Thank you.
I'm telling the truth. That's our job.
Yeah.
Thanks very much, John Anderson. We also want to thank the Alexandria Street Department, because without their help we couldn't have done all of this, because they put the snow fencing up around us to keep all of the autograph hounds from jumping all over Vita Urbana. So, no, they kept the crowds in order. We used the barricades and everything. So many people contributed to this performance and to getting this event going for this community. Just a big thank you to everyone who has helped us out. We're waiting now for the staging of Osseo, which is the largest of the high schools coming in here. 2,200 people in the high school. That compares with Bertha Hewitt that has 133 in here. But when you hear them from time to time, if you heard the two marching bands together, heard one, then heard the other, it'd be hard to tell which one was better.
I was really impressed with all of the bands. When you listen to band competitions on TV, I think something is a little lost, just because you lose that generation of what it's like to really be here. And you can feel it. When you're up here, you can actually feel the music kind of stream through you.
I think you're probably telling the audience watching here on 712 to maybe make their way to Alexandria next year.
Yes.
June 30th is the date. Sunday, June 30th. Mark it on your calendar right now, because we want you to come up here and enjoy this great festival. Make a weekend out of it. The Department of Tourism for the state of Minnesota ranks this as one of the top 25 events in the entire state to take part in, and it's a wonderful celebration. If you get sick and tired, as Vita and I get sick and tired of all of the negative things being said about young people in our state and throughout the United States, if you want to come celebrate youth, if you want to come celebrate the good things that young people are doing, and they dedicate themselves to the hard work and the principles of their instructors, then I would suggest you come up here and celebrate with us this wonderful tradition.
Yeah, and you were talking about marking your calendar for next year, June 30th, but just so you know, in future years, it is always the last Sunday in June. So that's something you can mark on your calendar for years to come.
Coming up now is the final band. That's Osseo. The band captured in 1992 a first-place award at the National Cherry Festival in Traverse City, Michigan. In 91, the band performed in the National Independence Day Parade in Washington, D.C., as well as the Philadelphia Freedom Festival Parade. Please listen.
beautiful day. What a great way to end off this celebration.
You want to know what would be the most difficult thing? Selecting not only the grand champion of today's parade, but in each one of the classes, and then picking out who had the best woodwinds and who had the best brass, who had the best percussion, and trying to make all of those decisions. But there's a lot at stake, not only the bragging rights that these student and musicians will be able to take back to their hometown and to all of the other competitions, to the state fairs, to the Traverse City Cherry Festival, to the Independence program out in Washington, D.C., to the Thanksgiving parade at Macy's or out of the Fiesta Bowl, wherever they go. They're going to be able to carry a banner that says they're the very best out of this top festival in the state of Minnesota. And beyond all of that, they're going to take home $8,000 in prize money, and the grand champion will take home a trophy that is 4 feet, 4 1/2 inches tall. That would be something to sit in the high school hallway and say, we're the very best band out of the Alexandria Vikingland Band Festival.
Yes, and we would like to, before we go, I'd like to thank you for coming up. I realize that you have an extremely busy schedule, and it's such a pleasure. I know you spend a lot of time up here, and you say this is almost considered your second home.
Yeah.
So the people of the community, along with myself, would like to thank you for being a part of this today.
It's my pleasure. I hope I'm back next year.
Yes, I hope so too.
Good.
Wonderful. Well, what we're going to do now is we're going to go directly to the actual award ceremony, and we'll have that for you when we come back.
John is a hard-working, dedicated employee of mine, but today that's not enough to succeed. He's committed to better himself through education, so he's enrolled at Alexandria Technical College. At Alec Tech, they realize that in today's ever-changing world, people must understand and know how to use the latest in technology. I'm proud of John for taking this step to advance his skills, and I know he'll be successful. Alexandria Technical College is making a difference for John.
We're celebrating our 92nd birthday at 1040 Ford with an incredible birthday bash. 92 hours of unmatchable sale prices on $9.2 million of inventory. $92 down delivers any car or truck with interest rates as low as 9.2%. Door prizes every hour, 92 times. We're even going to sell a car for $92. We're out to sell more cars than ever before. No reasonable offer refused. Come help us celebrate 92 years of savings and service at the world's oldest Ford dealer, 1040 Ford, St. Cloud.
Welcome to the 1995 Vikingland Band Festival Award Ceremony. I'm Committee Chair Al Quam. For our first award, I would like to call on Todd Default, manager of the Top Chops Brass Line. Top Chops are receiving our Special Honor Unit Trophy, which is a handmade replica of a Viking ship. The inscription reads, in recognition of outstanding performance as honor unit of the 11th Annual Vikingland Band Festival. Please join me in thanking Top Chops for their entertaining performances here this weekend. Thanks a lot, everybody. I'll tell you what, I hope that we were entertaining for you today, but what a treat it was for us to see you guys today. When I saw those groups coming down the parade route, it made me proud to be a part of this organization of marching. So hats off to you guys. Give a hand for everybody. Wow. Before we take off, again, thanks a lot. And if you have any questions, please contact myself or find out how you can for next year. And hopefully we'll see you sometime in Minnesota during summer. Thanks, everybody. A tradition of the Vikingland Band Festival is to honor individuals who have made a significant contribution to youth, music, and the committee. This year's Grand Marshal appropriately meets those criteria. So please help me welcome our 1995 Grand Marshal, Urs Haga. I would also like to acknowledge his wife, his lovely wife, Nora, and young Andrew, I believe, a grandson.
Thank you, Al. I've been acting like one, I might as well be one. Hey, maybe you think this hasn't been a day to remember. Oh, that's the most wonderful day I've had, and I can't tell you when. But Nora asked me the other day for all of the things they said to me and did to me and gave to me today. What'd you ever do? Do anything. Well, I helped an old lady across the street one time during a blizzard. But other than that, I have lived in Alexandria, loved it, and loved its people, and that includes all of you. I got a little something to ask you before I leave. This guy was in the car with us, and he watched the band, he heard the music, he saw the colors, the people on the street and everything. He couldn't get over it. He thinks it was all for me. I'm never going to tell him different, and I hope you won't either. Thank you, and God bless every one of you.
Hi, I'm committee member Steve Guttormson. When you add up the cash, trophies, and awards that we are about to present, you get a total value of more than $8,000. We need to recognize the sponsors which have made a large part of these awards possible. We are very honored that Target, Pepsi, First American Bank, American Legion, ITW Heartland, and Sertoma have chosen to support the festival as award sponsors. Join our committee in thanking these organizations for their generous support. Remember to get your VCRs set tonight, as today's parade will be broadcast on KCCO Television, Channel 712 at 10:35 p.m. Today's parade was hosted by Don Shelby and Bida Ramones. We thank KCCO for their 11 years of outstanding work with the parade broadcasts.
Thank you, Steve. As a host of today's competition, Alexandria's Jefferson High School Marching Band does not compete for awards. We would like to recognize the band for its outstanding performance as our host band. Alexandria drum majors, please step forward.
I'm committee member Ken Martinson, and in addition to the 6 judges, there was an extra pair of eyes observing your performances here today. We are pleased that this year's Vikingland Band Festival is a selection site for the Fiesta Bowl parade in Phoenix, Arizona. Dick Stempel, chairperson of the Fiesta Bowl Band Selection Committee, is here this weekend to recruit bands to appear in future Fiesta Bowl parades. Dick constantly monitors the nation's most prestigious band events, and his visit here today says a lot about the high quality of bands performing in Alexandria. Would you please help me welcome Mr. Stempel, and keep in mind that cheering loud for him may increase your band's chance of getting invited to the Fiesta Bowl parade.
You probably wouldn't like Phoenix in January. It's about 75 degrees. Students and parents and staff, I'm here for 2 reasons today. 6 months ago at our annual Fiesta Bowl parade, which is a very prestigious parade, we have the reputation of hosting some of the finest bands in the United States. The best from Florida, the best from New York, Georgia, Alabama, Indiana, Illinois, Texas, Florida, Washington. 18 bands from all over the United States. And we have a good contest during the parade. Last year, a band came down and absolutely flabbergasted everybody, including our 8 judges. And at the conclusion of the parade, we awarded the Grand Championship Trophy to Jefferson High School Band. I talked to many people about the bands in Minnesota, and they said, Dick, there are more bands up there like Jefferson. And I didn't believe them until about an hour ago. And they were right. You are the best kept secret in the nation. And we do have room for Minnesota bands and Wisconsin bands in the Fiesta Bowl. Were there Iowa bands here today as well? We have room for Iowa bands as well. It's been a pleasure and quite a treat to see what bands can do on the street. We don't have the luxury of allowing bands to stop and perform like they do here, so that's an extra treat for me to see what can be done by some of America's finest bands. Congratulations to all of you. As we move into the announcement of awards, we thank you on behalf of the Alexandria Chamber of Commerce for participating in today's festival. Any band here could have gone to some other parade today and walked away with the first place trophy. Your directors could have made that choice, but instead, your directors have chosen to challenge you. You have gone face to face with the very best today, and I know your performances were stronger as a result. And now, to announce the winners of today's competition, we'll call on Committee Chair Al Kwam.
The format for the presentation will be as follows. I will first announce the caption awards for each class, including Grand Champion Color Guard, Wind Section, Percussion Section. I will then announce the third place, second place, and first place winners in each of the 5 classes. Then each band that did not receive a first, second, or third place trophy will be awarded a plaque for their performance. I will announce the winner of the People's Choice Award, and finally I will announce tonight's Grand Champion Band. As far as I'm concerned, though, you're all champions. And now, for the Class Champion Color Guard winners, I will announce all 5 class winners and have them come forward at the same time. The wind stops blowing. The Color Guard champion for Class A is Bertha Hewitt. The Color Guard champion for Class AA is Long Prairie. The Color Guard champion for Class AAA is Litchfield. And the Color Guard champion for Class Quadruple A is Irondale. The Color Guard champion for the open class is Mankato. And now for the Class Champion Wind Section winners. Again, I will announce all 5 class winners and have them come forward at the same time. The Wind Champion for Class A is Bertha Hewitt. The Wind Champion for Class AA is Long Prairie. The Wind Champion for Class AAA is Litchfield. The Wind Champion for Class Quadruple A is Irondale. And the Wind Champion for the open class is Mankato. And now the Class Champion Percussion Section winners. As with the other captions, I will announce all 5 class winners and have them come forward at the same time. The percussion champion for Class A is Bertha Hewitt. The percussion champion for Class AA is Long Prairie. The percussion champion for Class AAA is South St. Paul. The percussion champion for Class Quadruple A is Irondale. And the percussion champion for the open class is Mankato. And now for the band winners in each class. In third place, Class A, winner of $100 in the third place trophy, Becker. In third place, Class AA, winner of $100 in the third place trophy, Sartell. In third place, Class AAA, winner of $100 and the third place trophy, Buffalo. In third place, Class Quadruple A, winner of $100 and the third place trophy, Osseo. And in third place, open class, winner of $100 and the third place trophy, New Richmond. In second place, Class A, and winner of $250 in the second place trophy, New York Mills. In second place, Class AA, winner of $250 in the second place trophy, Waconia. In second place, Class AAA, winner of $250 and the second place trophy, Monticello. And in second place, Class Quadruple A, winner of $250 and the second place trophy, Henry Sibley. In second place, open class, winner of $250 and the second place trophy, St. Cloud All City. Each of the first place bands will be presented a championship flag. 4 of the bands will receive class champion flags, and the one band, which is the overall high point band of the day, regardless of class, will receive the grand champion flag. The champion in Class A, winner of $500 and the class championship trophy, Bertha Hewitt. The champion in Class AA, winner of $500 and the class champion trophy, Long Prairie. The champion in Class AAA, winner of $500 and the class champion trophy, Litchfield. The champion in Class Quadruple A, winner of $500 and the class champion trophy, Irondale. And the champion in the open class, winner of $500 and the class champion trophy, Mankato. now for the People's Choice Award. 10 mystery judges were seated along the parade route so that all the bands had an incentive to perform throughout the length of the parade. This is a chance for non-professional judges to choose their overall favorite band. The People's Choice Award winner will receive $500 and a trophy. The People's Choice Award for the 1995 Vikingland Band Festival is Irondale. And now for our grand champion band. This is our high point band of the day regardless of class. The band has already won its respective class, winning a championship flag, $500 and a trophy. As the overall high point band, this band will receive the grand champion flag, plus we will add $1,000 in our 52-inch grand champion trophy. That's a total of $1,500. The grand champion flag and 2 nice trophies. The grand champion of the 1995 Vikingland Band Festival is Irondale! Thank you very much for coming to the award ceremony. Remember, you guys promised to help clean up for me. Goodbye. Have a safe trip home.
Well, congratulations to all of the winners, to all of the moms and dads and grandmas and grandpas who came down, to all of the band directors, music directors, and principals who have so much at stake in making this one of the great events in Minnesota every year.
Yeah, and I think also, you know, the community is proud, the parents are proud. It's just something that this is a festival that is putting us here in Minnesota on the map nationwide.
Now, here's the thing you have to remember. June 30th, 1996, make your destination Alexandria, Minnesota. Park your car right under Big Ole, and then grab a lawn chair and come down here on Broadway and see one of the greatest band festivals in America. Thank you very much for joining us. For Video or Bonus, I'm Don Shelby, and we'll see you next year.
Bye.
going to be very successful someday. She works hard at everything she does and goes to Alexandria Technical College. Mom used to say that hard work, dedication, and striving to do your best would make you successful, but not anymore. It takes an understanding of new technology and increasing your technical skills. Alexandria Technical College is providing her with that education. I know she's sacrificing a lot, but I realize now that she's doing it for all of us. Alexandria Technical College is making a difference for my mom.
Mills Motor has cut prices on all 95 Tauruses and Stables in stock. Over 60 Tauruses and Stables to choose from. Act now and receive $1,500 cash back, 5.9 APR financing, along with prices starting as low as $15,479. As always, you'll see the bottom line prices clearly marked on the windows. Come on in and buy your new Taurus or Stable today at Mills Motor, where they're serious about serving you.
KCCO, KCCW, TV 712.